result, knowing, defining, and owning your personal core values, and I'll talk about why all three is important, helps you to make better decisions. This is so important because in life in general, research tells us that we make on average 35,000 decisions a day. Guess what has compounded that? This lovely little device where all day long we have to think, am I responding? Am I not? It might be a text, it might be an email. Am I liking this post? Am I not? What do I think about this? All day long, we're making micro decisions, micro judgments, thanks to the intrusion of technology in our lives. And I use the term intrusion because it can be a blessing, but it also can be a curse, right? So we have to flex our muscles in how to use technology, which defining your core values very much may help you with that, right? But I get back to the point that decision fatigue is real in your normal life. 35,000 decisions a day, now compounded by being so accessible. There's a lot of noise, right? And this noise comes into your decision fatigue. So how do you know if you have decision fatigue? Let's say all day long, you're being the badass vixen you are, you're handling things, you're taking care of your family, you're doing this, you're doing that. You head home, you're kind of tired, but you're feeling good. And your hubby asks you what's for dinner, and you lose your SHIT. What just happened? You hit the decision fatigue wall, right? I remember I had one boyfriend, he'd be like, what are we eating for dinner tonight? And I'd be like, whatever you want, pick a restaurant. Because we're just done at that point. So obviously we don't want to lose our SHIT. And I joke about dinner because I hear that from so many clients, but there could be another point where maybe your team needs something from you. Obviously, I think a lot of times you hit decision fatigue with your kids, right? How many times are they going through that phase where they're asking you 10,000 questions and you're having to make many decisions how to answer them? So it's so important how we show up in our decision making, and decision making can really drain our batteries. So if you want to talk about energy management, go listen to my episode on energy and confidence management. But knowing your core values helps alleviate decision fatigue, helps you make better decisions that you feel good about, and therefore it boosts your energy, right? So that's the second thing it does. If you know your core values, it absolutely can be a tool in your time, energy, and confidence management, right? You want to check in and make sure your core values are represented in your calendar and how you choose to spend your energy and the actions you're taking. And then a third thing it helps you with is keeping boundaries. If you know your core value, then you know it's important to protect it, right? Just like it's important to protect your time, your confidence, your family, anything you care about. I want you to love your personal core values or your Vixen vital values that much that you're willing to do the hard work and set a boundary. And by the way, if you have challenges setting boundaries, go listen to my episode about boundaries where I walk you through my framework for setting, keeping, and maintaining boundaries, right? Would love that. And then the other thing it does is it really helps you enhance your self-love. So part of that is energy management, because when we're loving ourselves and doing the things that fill us up, we have more energy, right? We show up better to the world. We make better decisions. Do you see how all of this is related? That's why we have the 5 pillars in the Vixen mastermind, where your first 90 days, I always get these locked and loaded, and they work together to really catapult you toward your goals, right? But in life in general, you can use the same pillars for anything you want. It could be just to live a more fulfilled life that you love. That's a pretty great purpose, in my opinion.